So let's talk about the 5 things that the Bible says we should do with money. Now, there's a whole bunch of them, but if you do these 5 over a couple decades, 100% of the time, you will get results that will blow your ever-loving mind. 100% of the time. Because let me just tell you, if you plant corn, don't be shocked if corn grows. As ye sow, so shall you reap. If you plant nothing and wait on the government, don't be surprised if you have mud. This is how it works. You are in charge of planting. And this is how we do it. The first thing is you get on a written plan. We call it a budget in the financial world. Don't build a tower without first counting the cost. Lest you get halfway up and you're unable to finish, and all who see you begin to mock you and say, this man began to build and was unable to finish. Don't build a tower without first counting the cost. My friend Zig Ziglar used to say, if you aim at nothing, you will hit it every time. My friend John Maxwell says a budget is people telling their money what to do instead of wondering where it went. Winning is an intentional act. When the Super Bowl is over and the little reporter runs over and says, how did you win? The guy never goes, I don't know. I just got off the bus and this thing happened. Getting to the Super Bowl is an intentional act over decades of developing your skill. No one accidentally grows a bumper crop unless it's weeds. No one. So plant something, control the process, control the controllables, write it down. This is my plan. I'm going to take care of my own household first, and we're going to live this plan out. We're going to do this thing. It changes everything. The second thing is you need to get out of debt. Now, we knew Dave Ramsey was going to say this. That's a fairly predictable thing coming out of my mouth. But here's the deal. The borrower really is slave to the lender. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower is slave to the lender. I've experienced that. I lost everything because I let other people have control over my life. You know what that's called? A master.
Well, Dave, I don't know if I agree with all your theories about debt.
It's America. You have the right to be wrong. My old pastor used to say, a man with an experience is not at the mercy of a man with an opinion. I've led more people out of debt and into wealth than anybody breathing on the planet today. And I'm not bragging. I just showed them how to do it. And so we're going to get out of debt. Because it's no fun trying to be married like this, right? This is crazy, you guys. We're walking through our lives where all the money comes in, all the money goes out, and only the names are changed to protect the innocent. We make tons of money and we have none, and we can't figure out why. I know why. You gave it all to a financial system that's designed to take it from you. You surrendered it. We've got to stop. So I quit borrowing money. Period. For anything, for any reason. And this weird thing happened when I didn't have any payments and I made an income. I had money. It was so strange. And then when I got money and I bought an asset that created income that I paid cash for, I got to keep all that. There was no payment. Except for what the government takes, but I mean, there was no payment. It was an amazing experience. And the first few years were tough because, there's stuff I wanted to do and I didn't have the money. And I had to learn this magic ancient word called no. Most people don't know this word. You press your tongue towards the roof of your mouth, you release air. No. It's tough. So, what I did was we got the scissors out and we said, no more. I'm not going to play you guys' game anymore. You don't have any credit cards? No, not for 38 years. Well, 30 years. That's when I went bankrupt. They wouldn't give me one at first. And then later after they would give me, I didn't want it because I had learned this stuff from the Bible. And this is my wallet. Green president's faces, 4 pieces of plastic, my debit card on my business, my debit card for my home, my driver's license, and my handgun carry permit. A guy called me on the radio and he's like, you're going to kill me. My truck payment. I said, how much is your truck payment? $763. You have a $700 truck payment? Yeah. I said, how much is your house payment? I live in a double wide, $550. I said, dude, if your truck payment is bigger than your house payment, you might be a redneck. The borrower is slave to the lender. You got to sell that truck there. It owns you. You don't know yet. It sounded good at the time, and you and I both know the reason you called me is you just wanted somebody else to say it out loud with you, who's also done stupid, because I know what stupid looks like. Son, that's stupid. That truck's got to go. You're saying I got to sell my truck? I said, what'd you just say? Of course I said you sell your truck. The thing owns you, man. This is crazy. Get you a truck that you can own instead of it owning you. This is just crazy. The third one surprises people, and that's foster high-quality relationships. The Bible says, be not deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits. Did you know you become who you hang around with? Studies say that your 10 closest friends over the next decade, your income will be within 10 to 15% of the average of your 10 closest friends. And some of you are going, I need some new friends. Well, maybe. I mean, you don't let your little son, your little Johnny run around with the weed head down the street, because you know if you do, he's going to turn into a weed head, right? He comes home talking language we don't talk in our house. You go, where'd you pick that up? Because you didn't pick it up in here. You become who you hang around with. Be not deceived. Evil company corrupts good habits. So hang out with generous people, and you will be generous people. Hang out with people who treat their wives with respect, men, and you will find men who treat their wives with respect, and you'll start treating yours that way. It's an amazing thing that happens.
Some people have been bullied. Some people are just stressed out. Some people are insecure. Some people are fat and overweight. I call myself fat because I was fat. And people don't want to do that. They want to say, oh, don't call yourself fat. Don't call yourself dumb. If you're not real and raw with who the f you are, nothing's going to change. And in this nice new world that we live in, we want to hear, you're just a little big. No, man, you might be fat. We surround ourselves around people that make us feel great. They tell us what we want to hear. The second we put ourselves amongst the uncommon people, we don't like that feeling. That challenging feeling of that person waking up at 3:30 in the morning and say, hey, put your shit on, we're going for a run. We like that person who says, hey, you know, man, I don't feel good today, man. And they say, oh, it's okay, brother. We don't want that motherfuckers like this. Hey, man, no, bro. Get your shit on, man. Stop being a punk. It's all about the quitting mind. So what's the quitting mind? So let's say it's day one of a job interview. We all know what it feels like. You have your clothes laid out. You got your food ready to go in the morning. You've been preparing for weeks and weeks and weeks. You show up and you bring your best self. You get the job. Merry Christmas. All right. After a couple months, you start showing up to work a little later. Your clothes aren't laid out. Your breakfast isn't ready. Your mind's getting softer. We do that in everything in life. When New Year's coming up, guess what? Don't have a fucking quitting mind. Repetition every day. Stay hard. I believe that most human beings are only living at about 40% of their capability. The mind has a governor, like a car. If you're driving a car and the car has a governor on it, the car may say 130 miles an hour, but the governor's set for 91. The car wants to go. The car wants to go, but that factory said, we're not going past 91. We have a factory, a nice governor in our brain, and it's a survival mechanism. It protects us from pain and suffering. At all times of your life, the mind has a tactical advantage over you. Why is that? It knows what you're afraid of. It knows your insecurities. It knows your deep, dark lies. And it starts to push you away from that. It pushes you in a direction that is comfortable. The mind controls everything. If you get to 40%, your brain says, we're done. Let's roll, man. This is starting to get painful. This is uncomfortable. So you sit down. You have to figure out ways, and everybody's different. They all have these things about, 5 steps to this and 4 steps to this. It's a lot more than that. That's all bullshit.